The Flight of Souls, written by Quigley. Interior, hotel room, Indonesia, evening. Justin Bowers, a former fighter pilot in his 30s, with looks to go with it, wakes up and squints at the evening sun shining through the window. Next to him is Nara, a Korean flight attendant, attractive, the shapely figure, in her mid-20s. He leans over and lightly shakes her. She wakes up and smiles. He gives her a kiss.
What time is it?
She grabs her phone and checks it, then jumps out of bed. Interior, hotel room, later. Justin comes out of the bathroom. Nara is dressed, her hair still wet. She picks up her bag. The logo states Air East Asian Rim.
Gotta run. The rest of the crew are probably in the lobby. Don't you miss flying those F-16s?
Nope. First class comfort suits to be fine these days. See you on board.
Nara kisses Justin on the cheek. Justin tries to kiss her on the mouth. Nara smiles and pushes him away.
Lipstick!
Interior, aircraft, evening, boarding. Justin smiles at Nara as he enters. He has a look of disappointment with what she says.
Sorry, Mr. Bowers. Nothing free in first class.
Justin wanders on down the aircraft looking for his seat.
7+ hours to Tokyo in steerage. Sucks.
He takes his seat and watches as people try to stuff overlarge bags in the overhead compartments. Doors are sealed and the Boeing 777 starts to roll. The emergency drill is showing on the screens in front of the passengers. Flight attendants walk up and down the aisle checking that seat belts are fastened. The captain's voice rings out on the PA system. He sounds like he's an American. Justin smiles.
Welcome aboard, Flight 269 nonstop from Jakarta to Tokyo. Our flight time will be 7 hours and 15 minutes. We'll be cruising at an altitude of 35,000 feet. Sit back and relax and enjoy the flight.
Yada, yada, yada.
Interior, aircraft, evening, continuous. 5 hours into the flight. Dinner has been served. Some passengers are sleeping, some gazing endless at the TV screen in front of them, and half dozing. Nara shakes Justin and puts her fingers to his lips. She beckons him to follow her. Justin does so and follows her to the rear of the aircraft. Nara pushes some code buttons in a small door that reveals a narrow stairway. She goes up the stairs and beckons him to follow.
Are you crazy? You'll get fired.
Nobody's here. Just you and me. Come. Aram is covering for me.
A female flight attendant, Aram, smiles. Justin follows. Interior, aircraft, evening, crew sleeping accommodations. Nara and Justin squeeze into a narrow bunk and close the curtain.
I just want to be held for a while.
Your funeral, not mine.
Interior, aircraft, cockpit, evening. The 3 men in the cockpit are Captain Jack Brady, otherwise known as Amir Mokri, a handsome American-Iranian in his 30s, Indonesian co-pilot Agus, 40s, and Indonesian engineer Ridwan, 30s.
Passing off to South Korea in 10 minutes, then leaving the East China Sea.
You sure all is in place?
It better be. We're delivering a $260 million piece of equipment.
Who's paying?
You don't need to know.
Amir's right, Angus. This has been planned for long enough.
Drop the Amir. How many fucking times do I have to tell you it's Jack?
Asshole.
Sorry, I forgot.
Jack shakes his fist at Ridwan and scowls at him with a black look.
I'll bust your jaw the next time I hear it. Got it?
Got it.
This is for the greater cause. Are you both ready?
Roger.
Tower. This is 269er at 4 a.m. Wishing you a great new day.
The same to you. Safe landing. Over and out.
Roger. Kill the transponder. Open the SC compartment and pull 3 circuit breakers.
Agus does as ordered.
I've lost you. Over.
Just in case we can be tracked using the SAT data for the entertainment system, pull the circuit breaker.
Come back. Come back.
Silence.
Climbing to FL 450. Angus, make the announcement. First in English and then in Indonesian.
Roger. This is your co-pilot, Agus speaking. We are encountering some severe weather ahead of us, so your captain is going to climb above it. This is simply a precaution for your comfort and safety. The oxygen masks may drop automatically. Please apply them over your mouth and nose as instructed. We'll resume normal flying once we get past the storm ahead.
Depressurizing the aircraft now.
Jack looks at his watch. Close up, his watch. Time, 4:10 a.m. Interior, aircraft, passenger cabin, continuous. The cabin reaches 10,000 cabin pressure, and the oxygen masks drop. Passengers feverishly apply their masks. After assisting many, the flight attendants take seats and do the same. Interior, aircraft, evening. Crew sleeping accommodations. Nara looks at Justin, startled.
Why is he climbing? There was no bad weather reported.
The fuck?
Put on your oxygen mask. We've got O2 from bottle canisters here. It's not linked to the cabin oxygen.
Shit. He's heading up into military airspace.
Something's badly wrong here.
Interior, aircraft, cockpit, continuous. Jack starts to level out the airliner.
Flight level 45,000 feet.
We're way above her ceiling.
Only need 12 minutes and primary radar doesn't seem to track altitude.
Jump cut to interior, aircraft, passenger cabin, continuous. Passengers look terrified. Some are gasping under their masks. Series of cuts back and forth. Passenger, fearful faces. The crew in cockpit, all wearing masks. Fearful look on their faces, except for cool Jack, who keeps checking his watch. Close up, watch, time 4:18 a.m. Justin and Nara quietly staring at each other. Flight attendants trying to assist, but stumbling around. Passengers ripping off masks and screaming, then gasping for air. A few souls trying to get out of their seats, but are locked into the air supply. Some, without their masks, are grunting like their life is leaving them. Passengers starting to slump down in their seats. Cockpit, Jack nods, gives thumbs up sign to his crew. Close up, watch, time 4:22 a.m. Agus eyes in. Close up, he's crying. Cabin, now in eerie silence. Interior, aircraft, cockpit, continuous.
Time to ring this baby down.
The passengers?
They had no oxygen for at least 8 minutes. They're all gone by now.
Eddie?
Right up in the middle of the Yellow Sea, descending to 7,000 feet, then dropping over water to 3,000 feet to escape radar.
Interior, aircraft, crew sleeping accommodations, continuous.
We're dropping it fast.
What if it's a suicide mission like the Egyptian that flew everyone into the sea?
At the right altitude, I've got to get up there and do something.
Do we have air yet?
Wait a bit longer. We both know that aircraft cabins are pressurized to 8,000 feet, an altitude that lowers the amount of oxygen in the blood.
But that usually has no ill effects on a person in good health, so?
So, unless this clown is going to dive right into the sea or to the side of a mountain, he's got to get the craft below 8,000 feet. And if there's a leveling out, we've been hijacked to God knows where.
Nara gingerly removes her mask.
We've got to do something. It's tough to breathe, but getting better.
He's leveling out. So this is no suicide mission. I'll check it out. We don't know what's going on down there.
Interior, aircraft, passenger cabin, continuous. Ridwan walks down the aisle of the plane, examining the passengers. He shows no remorse at the sight of some 179 souls dead in their seats. He lifts a few slumped heads here and there to examine them as he passes by. Some of the passengers are in the aisle. He steps over them with no feelings. He's a real sadistic jihadist, simply performing his religious duty. He reaches two of the flight attendants sitting together holding hands. Their eyes are closed, and one is resting on the other's shoulder. Cruelly, he puts his hand up the skirt of Nara's friend, Aram, feeling between her legs.
Close. Still warm, but not for long.
Ridwan turns and walks back to the cockpit. He enters, leaving the door open. Interior, aircraft, cockpit, continuous.
Close the door.
What for? You think a plane load of dead people are going to hijack us?
Close the door. I don't want to see them.
You're fucking joking. We've just killed them all.
Jack turns to Ridwan with a 9mm in his hand. He points it straight at his head.
Close the fucking door and don't say another word, you. Ibn el Shamurta.
Thought no Arabic to be spoken. Yeherbik, Bahtak.
Kosamak.
Jack fires off one round, straight into Ridwan's eye. He drops like a rock. Agus looks around, startled, yet not seeking an explanation. He climbs out of his seat and drags Ridwan's dead body out of the cockpit. He slams the door and returns to his seat. He looks directly at Jack.
No, Zobila.
Interior, aircraft, crew sleeping accommodations, continuous. A startled Justin and Nara hear the single shot.
Stay here. I'm going to take a look.
Nara kisses him.
I'll be right behind you on the stairs.
Stay here until I come back.
No, it's my job.
Stay here. I mean it.
Justin gingerly goes down the narrow stairway. Gently, he opens the door to the main cabin, expecting to see armed men posted around the aircraft. Directly opposite him, he sees Aram, slumped over on her fellow flight attendant. There is an eerie silence. No wailing or crying, no protesting. No orders being delivered by some hijackers. Justin steps into the cabin. He puts his hand on his mouth at the sight before him. Row after row of dead passengers. He quickly turns as Nara is about to come down the stairs. He pushes her back.
Get back! Get back!
Why?
The passengers are all dead.
Nara is about to scream out. Justin grabs her and puts his hand over her mouth, then puts his finger to his lips, wanting Nara to be silent.
How?
I think that's why he took the 777 to the ceiling. Got everyone to put on the oxygen masks until there was no more free-flowing oxygen.
Oh my god. There's only 8 to 10 minutes of oxygen and then it's over.
Now you got the message. Got the passengers confused, and then they fall asleep and eventually die due to lack of oxygen. Quick and precise.
This is heinous.
This is contrived for a purpose, and we're the only ones who know, save the lunatic who's flying this plane. If we go down there, can you guarantee me your silence?
Nara nods her head.
Your friends are all dead, are you sure?
I can do it. Let's go.
Find a couple of seats, and if we have to, we play dead, okay?
Justin and Nara descend down the steps. Nara has a horrified look on her face as they scan the rows of dead passengers. They spot 2 seats together. Justin points. Nara nods and sits down. Tears fill her eyes as she looks about her. Justin moves quietly through the first-class cabin until we see Ridwan's body and the bloody face lying outside the cockpit. Quickly, he makes his way back to Nara. Nara is sitting with her head buried in her hands. Justin sits down beside her. He seems unfazed, surrounded by dead people.
There's been some disagreement up in the front. One of the cockpit crew is dead.
They're all dead.
No, this one's been shot.
Maybe he was a good guy and tried to stop it. What the hell do we do now? Don't women always say that in the movies?
Yeah, very funny. We certainly can't sit here with all the dead people. They didn't go to all this trouble to find 2 warm bodies when the sucker lands. Is there somewhere we can hide?
Back in the crew quarters, or I can get us down to the luggage compartment.
And we'd be like fish in a barrel down there. Oh, we have to think of a plan. You speak Korean, don't you?
Now who's being very funny?
Exterior, descending aircraft, still dark, near dawn. The 777 touches down at an unknown airport. Jack follows a military jeep leading the way. The 777 is directed to a hangar. Jack brings the aircraft to a standstill and closes the engines. An old pushback tractor slowly pushes the plane into a hangar. Interior, aircraft, cockpit, dawn appearing. Jack puts his hand out to Agus. They shake hands.
We did it, Agus.
Allah be praised.
Knock on cockpit door. Jack nods to Agus. Agus gets up and opens the door. A North Korean officer with 2 stars on his epaulette is standing there, accompanied by a female officer with a single star on her epaulette. He is Chung-Wee Kang, 40s. A Chung-Wee, first lieutenant, average in stature. The woman is a Sawi, 20s, junior lieutenant, with a sour face.
Welcome to the People's Republic. My English is good. I am Chung-Wee Khan.
He turns to the Sawi.
Check. There are no survivors.
The Sawi immediately wanders off down the aircraft.
Where's she going?
Check your cargo.
Khan claps his hands at the doorway. 2 soldiers arrive, pick up Rigman's body, and remove it. Interior, aircraft, passenger cabin, continuous. Justin is watching as the Korean female soldier is wandering down the aisle, unperturbed at the lifeless bodies in the aisle and their seats. She turns abruptly as she hears Kang clap his hands. Justin rushes quickly up the stairs, leaving the door to the crew sleeping quarters wide open. The female officer continues to proceed down the aircraft. Jump cut to interior, aircraft, crew sleeping accommodations, continuous.
No, take off your uniform. There's a female soldier almost at the door. You're gonna take her place.
Nara doesn't argue and strips down to her bra and panties. She sits on the cot, arms folded. Justin gets into the cot opposite, armed with a wire from one of the curtain rails.
Start to whimper like Orientals do in porn movies.
I could take offense at that.
Do it.
Nara starts to whimper.
Help! Help!
The Korean female soldier rushes up the steps to see Nara sitting, crying on the cot. She immediately reaches for her weapon. Justin opens the curtain of the cot directly behind the soldier and vigorously garrots her with the wire. The female soldier slumps to the floor. Nara stares, wide-eyed, at the vicious action.
Sweet God Almighty, she's a Sawi.
Sally,
An officer.
help me undress her.
What?
You're taking her place.
That's a North Korean officer's uniform. You want me to be shot?
So it seems we're in North Korea. Marvelous. Do it or we'll be shot anyway.
Justin swiftly undresses the woman and throws the clothing at Nara. Nara doesn't argue as she quickly dons the uniform. Justin dresses the dead woman in Nara's flight attendant's uniform. He grabs Nara's wallet and ID and her cell phone from a pocket and hands it to her. Nara finishes dressing right down to the cap and gun around her waist. Justin and Nara carry the woman down the steep steps. Interior, aircraft, passenger cabin, continuous. Justin dumps the woman in one of the seats. He climbs over her and plays dead by the window, pulling the woman on top of him. He looks up at Nara.
You've got to get out of here. Find out where in North Korea we are.
You know how to get to the luggage compartment if you have to?
I got it.
Voice shouts over the PA system. It is Chung Wei Kang.
Are all accounted for?
Yes! 179! Are you coming back here?
On the PA system,
Not the labor for Chong Li. Dong Ming is coming back to recount.
Good. A recount is necessary. Thank God I don't have to see him or we're dead.
Dong Min is a skinny and lanky soldier, 20s, in an ill-fitting uniform. He starts to count from the front, first-class compartment. Nara quietly walks up to check him out. She peers through the curtain. The cockpit door is open. Nobody is there. Nara rushes back to where Justin is playing dead.
I'm gonna bring him back here. We can get out of here together. Hide in the galley so you're behind him.
Justin pushes the dead female soldier away and leaves his seat as Nara walks to the front of the aircraft. Justin rushes up the stairs to the crew quarters in search of his garage.
Ako! Mo ako ini?
Counting as ordered.
Nara is now face to face. The moment of truth.
That's back from where I was instructed to count from.
So sorry. So sorry, Zoe.
Nara turns and flicks her finger over her shoulder, beckoning Dong Min to follow. Dong Min dutifully obeys, his eyes firmly fixed on Nara's ass. They reach the rear of the cabin. Nara stands with her arms folded and points to the last row of seats. Dong Min picks up his pad and starts to count. Swiftly and stealthy, Justin garrots him with force, placing his knee in the man's back. Dong Min struggles with the wire, but it is useless. He hits the floor. Nara starts to pull off his boots, then trousers, weapon. Justin strips down to his shorts and immediately starts to put on Dong Min's uniform. He stuffs his own ID and iPhone into a pocket of the tunic, and together they dress Dong Min in Justin's clothes. They drag Dong Min down the aisle of the aircraft and throw him in a seat, applying the seatbelt. Nara looks at Justin.
That uniform fits you better than him.
Nice way to lose my Versace jeans.
Hell of a time to worry about it.
Nara picks up the flight manifest and stuffs it in her pocket. They reach the steps to the cabin entrance. Justin pulls Dong Min's hat down low on his face. He sheepishly follows Nara down the aircraft steps, looking in the opposite direction from a soldier who is standing there as if he's guarding the dead people. The soldier's eyes are only focused on what he sees as an officer. He salutes as Nara approaches him. Nara doesn't return the salute and hands him the clipboard. He ignores Justin, who walks toward the back of the 777.
Take this to the Chung-Li in charge. There's the correct amount of bodies. 179 plus 3 flight crew.
The soldier salutes and bows to Nara, then rushes away. Trucks can be heard approaching outside the hangar. Nara watches as the soldier leaves, then turns and follows Justin. Interior, hangar, later, early morning. Justin and Nara find a place to hide on the opposite side of the hangar, under a tarpaulin covering a pile of well-worn aircraft tires. Justin fumbles in Dong Min's tunic and finds cigarettes, some North Korean won, money, a notebook and pencil, and a Swiss Army knife. He shows Nara the knife.
Look at this. Stolen or it cost this poor asshole a year's wages.
Justin makes a small hole in the already tatty tarpaulin. Then he makes a second for Nara. Close up, their eyes peering through the holes. Pan to aircraft, door to hangar opens. 2 trucks rumble in. A dozen or more soldiers climb the steps to the 777. 4 other soldiers open the door to the luggage compartment. They start to retrieve the bodies and carry them down the steps and dump them on a flat trolley. When 20 or more bodies are piled up, other soldiers wheel it away to the back of the trucks. A second trolley is placed in readiness for more corpses. They literally throw the bodies onto the back of the covered vehicles. Close up, Justin and Nara's eyes peering through the holes. Nara's eyes are streaming tears. After several trolley trips to the trucks, the soldiers leave the aircraft and goose-step out of the hangar, following the 2 departing trucks. The doors close. There is an eerie silence as Justin and Nara come out from under the tarpaulin and gaze at the death airliner. Voices heard. They duck back under cover, adrenaline freely flowing in their veins. Interior, hangar, continuous. Jack enters the building, accompanied by Chung Wee Kang and Mohsen Kashani, 50s, an overweight Iranian wearing a flowing white Arab robe and traditional headgear. He is a militant jihadist and a financier of terrorists. Kashani is flanked on either side by 2 bodyguards, AK-47s dangling from their shoulders, a belt of bullets around their necks. A single North Korean soldier stands by the door.
You have done well, Amir. The money will be in your bank account within 24 hours.
Thank you, Mosum.
Chung Wee interrupts.
English, English.
Kashani turns to Kang, confident that money solves all problems.
Tell your esteemed Superior General Wang that we are grateful for the assistance and that $2 million will be wired tomorrow, and a further 2 will be wired once you have repainted this aircraft. You are loyal to General Huang, are you not?
Chung Wee Kang bows and turns to go.
Wait!
Chung Wee Kang stops and turns to Kashani.
General Huang is aware that if any of this reaches the ears of your Supreme Leader Kim Jong-il, you'll all face a public hanging. Caution, General Huang will be watching.
Kashani hands Kang a wad of $100 bills.
Take this. Make sure the bodies are buried before the sun comes up.
Chung Wee Kang bows and again turns to go.
Wait!
Chung Wee Kang turns, again frustrated.
When do you spray paint the airplane?
They will be here within the hour.
Have you got the colors and the name right?
Yes.
Tell me again.
Green nose and tail fin. Rest white.
Name?
Kingdom Pacific Air Cargo.
Good. Good. Go. Complete your task.
Chung Wee Kang leaves. Kashani turns back to Jack. They are facing each other. Justin enlarges the hole in the tarpaulin. He places his iPhone against the hole with the maximum close-up. He snaps half a dozen pictures.
What would you have me do?
Speak to me in English. My guards know little English.
Justin takes away the phone as he sees Kashani and Jack move closer to the tarpaulin for privacy. Nara is terrified. Justin switches off his phone and takes the notebook out of Dongming's tunic. He starts to write as he listens.
Make sure that this airliner is repainted. I don't trust these squinty-eyed little donkeys. I've given you a satellite phone. I'll call.
Very good. What about the explosives?
Your co-pilot, the Indonesian Agus. Bury him with the rest.
Who's doing the final flight?
Not you, Amir, and certainly not Agus. We'll need you for greater things in the future. The new pilot is Abdul Basir, and you'll meet him soon. He's Agus's brother.
Why do you want to kill Agus?
Agus has been trying to talk his brother out of his mission.
Jack is about to protest about Agus, but shuts up.
The explosives?
You'll know soon. They'll be loaded at your next destination. 2 degrees, 45 minutes, 36 seconds north. 101 degrees, 41 minutes, 53 seconds east. Your life in America has made you, shall we say, vulnerable, Amir. Or should I call you Jack? All in good time. Subhanallah.
As you wish, Subhanallah.
Kashani turns and clicks his fingers. He leaves the building, followed by his henchman.
Shit! Shit! Double shit! I actually like that little flyer.
He shouts to the soldier by the door.
You understand English?
Yes.
Good. Take me to the burial site.
They leave the building. Interior, hangar, continuous. Justin and Nara come out of hiding. The hangar is empty.
You heard all that? Now I know what the hell's going on.
Those poor people, all dead and treated like garbage.
They're gonna be buried like animals in a mass grave. The pilot may be playing the American, but he's a jihadist first.
Justin switches on his phone again and continues to take pictures, then switches to video and continues. He turns to a scared Nara.
Nara, you're a strong woman. Pull yourself together. We're in deep shit. That plane is going to be made into a flying bomb. I'm sending all of this to your phone. Switch it on, see if you get it.
Nara's hands shake, but she does as ordered. Justin sends her the information. Nara looks at her phone and switches it off.
Got it, but what use are we? We're just 2 survivors.
Are you listening? These people are ISIS or Al-Qaeda and ruthless. This is financed by some stinking rich Arab jerk. Probably owns the high-rise buildings in New York.
Justin grabs her by the hand and virtually drags her, not listening to the ranting any longer. They arrive at the luggage compartment. Justin climbs in and starts to open suitcases. He empties a backpack and throws it out of the compartment door.
What are you doing?
We need less conspicuous clothing.
He starts to throw clothing out of the door.
These will fit you. A full-blown silk burqa, nice orange-brown color.
Then he finds a full-blown white Arab attire complete with headband and headgear. He even finds dark glasses. He jumps out with the Arab wear in his hands.
This is good for me. I look more like an Arab than Korean. It's the eyes, you know? Stuff them in the backpack. Let's get them out of the hidey hole. I have a plan.
Nara follows him dutifully.
Smartass. I didn't like the crack about the eyes, and what about the open suitcases?
Screw it. Some asshole will probably just get shot for looting before the officers can take what they want.
Justin dons the Arab clothing. He stuffs Dong Ming's tunic into the backpack.
What are you planning?
We pan away from the two of them in unheard conversation. Exterior, outside hangar, early morning. Nara, in her Sawi uniform, walks beside Justin in his Arab clothing. She has gotten over her tears and now is in survival mode. They spot a soldier driver standing by a green military jeep, smoking and unaware of their approach. The soldier driver sees Nara and salutes.
Sawi,
The Changmi wants me to take him to the burial place.
as you wish, Sawi.
He stinks like camel shit. Do you know English?
No, Sawi.
Show me to the Changmi's office. I have to leave a message.
Nara follows the driver into the building. The driver returns to where Justin is standing. Justin lights a cigarette and offers one to the man. The driver takes it and the extended light. Nara returns carrying a portable typewriter.
Let's go.
They get into the covered jeep. Justin gets in the back, backpack in hand. Interior, vehicle, dusty road, morning.
What did you say to him?
You stink like camel shit.
Justin laughs. Nara tests the soldier.
Did you hear what he said?
The driver nods his head no.
He said you stink of cigarettes and rice wine.
The driver turns and grins at Justin.
What were you doing in there?
Getting some official paper off his desk and an official stamp.
Why?
We may need it. Koreans love everything with a stamp.
She smiles at the driver.
I told him he needs to take a bath.
The driver laughs and takes a deep pull on the cigarette. Long shot. The jeep disappears down the road. Interior, jeep, continuous.
Over the next hill.
He says it's over the next hill.
Tell him to pull into that clump of bushes and stop.
The stinking camel says to stop over there in the bushes.
Why, Sawi?
Says he does not want them to know he's here. Arabs are very strange people, no discipline.
The driver nods his head and pulls the vehicle into the bushes, parks
You know-
up and switches off the engine.
You know the area well?
No, Sawi. As you know, this is the Unjing region. I'm from the Johan area.
What the fuck's going on?
Finding out where we are.
And?
Give him the cigarettes.
Justin rummages in the soldier's tunic and pulls out the cigarettes. He hands them to Nara.
Here, free cigarettes from the Arab. Wait here, we'll be back. Have you got binoculars?
The driver reaches in the vehicle's glove compartment and produces a well-used old pair of field glasses. He hands them to Nara and turns to Justin, holding up the pack of cigarettes.
Yokomawo.
He said thank you. Bow your head towards him. Shows you acknowledge.
Justin bows his head. He gets out behind Nara, clutching the backpack. The driver gets out and immediately lights up.
Gotta hand it to you, girl. Since you put on that uniform, you've grown some serious balls. Don't know the lingo, but you sound like a badass.
The crying is over. Right now I am a badass.
Exterior, woods, later. Justin and Nara creep through the woods. They are lying on their stomachs on a slight ridge within 50 yards, looking down on the action in the distance. Justin peers through the old field glasses and almost gasps. Point of view through the double lens. There is a mass grave full of bodies. He passes the glasses to Nara, who immediately removes them from her eyes and turns around, looking up at the clear morning sky. Justin starts to shoot video with his iPhone. Jump cut to gravesite. Bulldozer starts to fill the long rectangular hole. Chung Wee Kang and Jack are standing watching. Agus is standing beside them. Jack whispers something to Chung Wee Kang. Chung Wee Kang waves his hand in the air. The large hole is almost filled. Bulldozer stops. Point of view through the double lens. Jack puts a gun to Agus's head. Distant bang of a single shot. Agus doubles over and hits the ground. Chung Wee Kang looks startled, then rolls Agus with his boot. Agus falls into the hole. Chung Wee Kang waves to the bulldozer. Bulldozer continues to fill the mass grave. Chung Wee Kang shakes Jack's hand. They turn to go. Back to Justin and Nara.
We're out of here. It's over. He just shot the co-pilot as instructed. Purpose bastard.
They turn and rush back to the Jeep. Interior, Jeep, dusty road, later. The Jeep bounces along.
I've got an aunt and uncle in Yunnan. That's where we have to go. Plus this guy's from that area.
Best news I've heard since we boarded that ill-fated flight. Tell him to take us there, now.
Take us to Yunnan.
No orders.
I'm your superior officer. Those are the orders of Chung Wei Kang. Do you want to disobey them?
I need Sobi.
Let's go now. Have you enough fuel?
1 Johan.
Good. Now drive.
Interior, Jeep, dusty road, late afternoon.
Getting close now.
He says we're almost there.
Tell him to pull over.
What for?
Tell him, just make up some shit.
Pull over by the bushes there.
She doesn't wait for a response.
The Arab wants to relieve himself.
The driver pulls in. Nara gets out, allowing Justin to exit the back. Justin takes his backpack and goes into the bushes behind the vehicle.
He trusts nobody. He always takes his bag.
Arabs, not our people.
Exterior, roadside, continuous. Justin returns wearing Dongwing's uniform. He approaches from the rear. Driver spots him and opens his door.
Who's this?
Justin grabs him by his tunic. He smashes his fist into the man's face. The driver starts to fall. Justin seizes him around the neck and, with a swift twist, breaks the man's neck. He drags him into the bushes, strips him of his tunic and any identification. He covers the body with some branches and returns to the vehicle.
You killed him?
Sure did. Him or us. We stand a better chance as soldiers. He was a very loose end.
Justin speaks calmly as he gets into the vehicle behind the steering wheel.
Hope you know where to find your relatives.
I know, and I'll take you there.
Exterior, bushes, close to dusk. Nara and Justin get out of the vehicle and hide it in the bushes. Justin takes his backpack. They take off on foot.
You sure you know where you're going?
I know. Better to get rid of that vehicle. Too many around. Only a mile to go. If we're caught now, forget working in the mines for the rest of your life. We'll be dead.
Better off dead than that, baby.
Exterior, tin-roofed, shabby home. Night. Nara knocks on the weather-beaten door. The door is gingerly opened by a once tall and now bent over old man. He eyes the two soldiers with obvious fear. The man is Nara's uncle, Chung Hee, in his late 60s.
Naya Gun, Hanguk Elabuta.
The old man focuses.
The uniform.
Stolen. Help us.
The old man drags her into the house. Justin follows. Chung Hee slams the door. Interior, shack, continuous.
Where's my Aunt Unmi?
Unmi, also in her late 60s, is an equally old-looking, white-haired woman who comes into view.
It's Nara Gun from the south.
The old woman's eyes tear up. She grabs Nara and hugs her with all her might.
The uniform.
Nara turns to Justin.
They're really concerned about the soldier's uniform. What trouble are you in? Come, I'll explain.
Unmi makes some tea and opens a tin with some sort of tasteless rice cakes. They leave Justin sitting on the hard settee, attempting to eat the fare. Nara takes her uncle and aunt to the bedroom, the only other room in the house. Interior, home, later. Nara comes back with her relatives. Justin stands up. Chung Hee beckons him to sit down. Nara sits behind him. Unmi starts to prepare some rice and vegetables in a sauce. Nara speaks to Justin.
I told them everything. Of course they have no TV and radio, so they know nothing, but are shocked at what I told them.
Chung Hee nods his head as he listens to Nara talking. It's as if he understands. Justin looks at him and nods his head in confirmation of what Nara has told him. The old man keeps nodding his head from side to side in utter disgust.
How can these two helpless old people help us? It's insane.
They want to help.
How?
Uncle Chung Hee is a mechanic who works on small planes belonging to officials. They keep them parked along roadways.
No shit.
No shit. He says they fly them all the time up and down to the DMZ to aggravate the South Koreans and Americans.
How far to South Korea?
About 16 kilometers to Gyeongdeok Island in the south.
Nara takes her relatives to one side and has an unheard conversation. Chung Hee nods his head, seemingly getting the picture. Young Min looks on, terrified. Chung Hee gets up and picks up what looks like pajamas. He throws them to Justin.
He wants you to put these on. He's going to burn the uniform.
And yours?
I'll need it one more time tomorrow. Uncle Chung Hee told me he was instructed to check a small plane for a joyride by some young pilot.
When?
Tomorrow. The next day. We have to wait.
Young Mi places some sleeping mats on the floor for their guests. Justin dons the pajamas and hands the uniform to the old man.
Get some rest. I've got to prepare some documents.
The old man quietly leaves the house.
Where's he going?
To see if the Jeep has been discovered or is still there.
Nara finishes the documents she is working on and joins Justin on the mat next to him.
Are you asleep?
You kidding me? This is a mat and this is a floor. Now if I was to lie on top of you, that's comfort.
Nara moves her mat next to him.
And lie on top of me for a while, but after it's over, you're on your own.
Justin takes off the jacket of his pajamas and pulls off Nara's top. He rolls over on top of her. Nara pushes down his pants and Justin fumbles with her underwear. He kisses her and she willingly kisses him back, and together they make love on the hard mats. Interior, home, next morning. Nara is up and dressed in a Sawi uniform. She finishes typing a letter, then shakes Justin, who stands up looking crippled from his night on the floor.
Boy, am I glad we made out. Sure helped me sleep on that freaking floor.
Forget the sex talk, we're on. Uncle Chunky is gone. Said they were pulling up a plane onto the road. We've got to go. The Jeep is still hidden where we left it.
So what's the plan?
I'll tell you as we travel. Put on your air clothing.
You've gone from frightened little girl to control freak. I love it.
Nara hugs her aunt, then speaks to her in a warning tone as she points to the typewriter.
Tell Uncle Chunky to destroy that thing. It's dangerous.
The old woman is shaking and in tears as they leave. Exterior, roadway, late morning. Nara drives up to the parked aircraft. A young pilot is standing by the Cessna 172. Chung-hee is closing the engine as she arrives. Nara gets out of the Jeep and approaches the pilot, ignoring that her Uncle Chung-hee exists. She hands the young pilot a piece of paper and salutes. The pilot ignores the salute and reads the note, then turns to Nara.
Who is this Chung-wee Khan with this official stamped order?
Nara stands there to attention, pretending not to understand.
No English?
Nara nods her head no.
Where are they, you stupid bitch?
Nara points back down the road.
Get them!
Nara salutes and turns the Jeep around on the road. The pilot looks agitated, yet interested. Exterior, roadway, later. The Jeep returns with Justin in his Arab clothing, driving. Nara is wearing the colorful orange silk burqa, her face completely hidden from the pilot.
Hello?
Hello, officer.
Where's the Sawi?
Sawi?
The woman officer.
She said she was just given other orders and left the vehicle here. She'll pick it up.
The young pilot looks at Nara in the burqa and decides not to comment.
So your friend Chung-mi Khan wants you and your wife to have an aerial view of DMZ.
Justin smiles and bows his head.
Come then, I'll show you.
He turns to Chung-hee.
Stay with this Jeep until the Sawi returns.
He throws the keys to Chung-hee, who is a dismal catch, and drops the keys on the ground. He bends to pick them up.
Idiot.
The pilot helps Nara into the back, then takes his seat, beckoning Justin to join him. Interior, Cessna, noon. The pilot speaks on the radio for clearance, speeds off down the roadway until they are airborne. He turns to Justin.
I have to be careful not to cross the line. They get very agitated when they see us fly.
They fly for a short period of time, then the pilot points in the distance.
That's Gangdong-do Island, in the south. You can see the colored roofs. I have to bank left now.
Interesting view from here.
Time to turn around and we can fly up the line for more sights.
Excellent, but why not fly to the island?
Are you crazy?
Like a fox.
Justin whacks the pilot on the side of the head with an almighty blow. The pilot slumps over and Justin takes the controls. He crosses into no man's land as bursts of anti-aircraft fire start to pepper the Cessna. He puts the Cessna into a nosedive as if the plane has been hit and is going to crash. He pulls out at 800 feet and heads straight for the South Korean island. Anti-aircraft fire ceases as he bounces the Cessna along the first road he sees. Not the best of landings, with a crippled aircraft and coming in too fast. The Cessna spins around when the wing hits an electric light pole and comes to a sudden stop. Exterior, roadway, early afternoon. Sirens screech in the distance. Justin jumps out, followed by Nara. She quickly pulls off the top part of the burqa, revealing herself. Justin drags out the pilot, who is still unconscious. They lie down on the road, arms outstretched. South Korean soldiers surround them. Justin speaks without lifting his head.
I'm American, she's South Korean, and he's our captive. We've escaped from North Korea and we need to be taken to your superiors.
The pilot comes to and begins to wail.
Asylum! I want asylum!
Nara turns her head towards him.
Who's a stupid bitch now?
The young pilot turns and looks into her face, amazed. Interior, office, Seoul. Afternoon. 3 men are looking through a two-way mirror at Justin and Nara sitting at a plain table drinking coffee. 2 South Korean guards are standing on each side of the door.
Do you think they believe us?
Well, they got the pictures. If they don't, they're brain dead.
Well, at least we're out of there and not like the other passengers.
Thanks to your little nest tucked into the 777.
The door opens and an American major is standing there.
Follow me.
Justin and Nara do as ordered and follow the man. Interior, office, Seoul. Later. Justin and Nara are sitting across the table from a South Korean officer, 30s, a skinny man. Next to him is the American major, 40s, a well-built, career military man. There is a third man dressed in black in the corner of the room, sitting quietly observing. 2 South Korean guards once again stand at each side of the door. The third man hands Justin a pen and a document. Justin and Nara sign the document and slide it across the table in disgust.
Here's your fucking paper. You've had us on ice and obviously under surveillance for 4 hours in this shit-hot room. We have our rights.
Had to check out our entire story, so no apologies. As for your rights, you entered South Korea legally, and you're lucky you got out of there. Hell, you could have been shot down there by our side if you didn't crash land at Cessna.
The pictures you gave us are hard to believe. They were not clear enough to identify the Arab and the man you claim was the pilot.
The pictures of the bodies in the mass grave are real, all right. We were there.
Speak English, please. Show respect for our ally.
Nara smiles at the major.
So sorry. We took the best pictures we could. I'd recognize those 2 criminals in a heartbeat.
So would I. So where does this go from here? And by the way, who's looking for this missing aircraft?
Everyone from several countries.
Where?
East China Sea, Philippine Sea, Yellow Sea, and the Sea of Japan.
Even as far up as Okhotsk.
What about landmass?
Nothing until your revelation.
Well, you can call them off now.
The man in the corner stands up. Justin points to him.
Now, who the hell's the silent squirrel?
No need for you to know. Just that Washington will decide when and what action to take and if it goes to the UN.
The United Nations?
Our government will decide.
The UN is a bunch of diplomatic idiots that get nothing done. Is this the best you can do? At least call off the search and inform the relatives of the deceased.
Close up. The silent man smiles.
Investigate the North Korean bastards.
You must be aware that we cannot cross the DMZ and investigate anything.
We've been here for hours. Has this been made public yet?
The silent man speaks for the first time. He is Jacob Bloom, 40s, 50s. He is an overweight CIA operative, one of the men in black.
No.
Why?
Orders.
What about the families of the dead?
All inappropriate time.
What do you consider is fucking appropriate?
When we hear from our governments.
They didn't create such an elaborate plan, killing and burying nearly 200 people for no reason.
The flying bomb theory.
We heard it. Isn't that enough?
Have no fears. Nothing will get off the ground up there without our knowledge. You two are out of the loop for now. Enjoy the city, take in a show. We've checked you into the quiet hotel close to Cheonjigon Road. We'll call you.
3 stars.
3 stars?
The hotel.
Big deal. I mean, we've been through hell and back. You do say take in a show, hang out in a hotel. Like we can suddenly forget this shit?
Let me introduce myself. I'm Jacob Bloom, and the document you have just signed means you are gagged from any further discussion.
Nara and Justin stand up. They look scornfully at Jacob Bloom. Justin points at him.
Where do you fit into this picture?
Jacob Bloom smiles, but doesn't respond.
Let's go, Justin.
We'll make sure you are protected.
From whom?
Anyone who may wish to harm you. There's a car and driver at your disposal waiting for you.
Courtesy of my office.
Jacob hands Justin a briefcase.
Here, take this. It's a laptop, just in case you want to get online, call home, Skype someone.
Justin takes the case.
Thanks. We could use that. However, I need to find an ATM. No cash.
Jacob Bloom hands Justin a wad of cash.
That's 5,000 US. Don't use credit cards. Everything at the hotel's paid for.
We're invisible, I guess?
You got it.
Nara and Justin leave the room. Interior, office, passageway, continuous. Nara and Justin are walking together down the passageway. A driver in a chauffeur's uniform leads the way. 2 bulky South Koreans bring up the rear.
Looks like everywhere we'll go we'll have an entourage.
What are we gonna do?
We'll figure it out. Can't be as hard as hanging out in North Korea.
Exterior, street, hotel. The car pulls up and the chauffeur opens the door for Justin and Nara to exit. They enter the hotel. Justin's eyes are flashing from side to side, looking for anything unusual. He spots something, but says nothing. Interior, hotel room, later. Justin grabs a handful of little bottles from the minibar.
What's your poison?
Anything with alcohol?
He holds up 4 miniature Jameson Irish whiskey bottles.
This is premium shit for this place, but just what the doctor ordered.
He pours 2 into each glass, tops with soda and ice, and hands one to Nara.
What's this?
As they say in Ireland, a drop of the crater?
Crater?
It's supposed to be creature.
Nara sips.
God, it's strong.
Smooth as a baby's ass.
Why didn't you give them the coordinates?
Didn't feel obliged to yet. I guess you didn't notice there was another car watching us when we arrived?
No.
Well, there was. Now, who do you suppose they are?
Koreans, Americans, Arabs. But how? Nobody knows we're here.
Wanna bet? Anyway, we gotta get a computer.
That creepy guy gave you one.
Yeah, one that no doubt is tapped into anything we do, and will probably appear on a big screen in Langley and Seoul. So here you go, get online with this bad boy and babble away with your family. Say nothing except that you're in Seoul for a layover. Bore the crap out of them, and then it'll be my turn. I'll be back.
Where are you going?
Out on the street to take a look. Have a cigarette and stay away from the Jamie. It creeps up on you.
Interior, lobby, hotel, continuous. Justin is talking to the reception manager behind the desk. The 2 goons are trying to look inconspicuous as they gaze out towards the busy street.
If you could do that for me right away, it would be appreciated. My computer crashed in the middle of a presentation, and I have to do it this evening. I'm on a MacBook.
Justin pushes $2,500 towards the man.
I need this urgently. You keep whatever's left over.
The man smiles and slides the cash off the counter, bowing his head. Justin walks outside. The goons follow him. The manager talks to another person, who promptly follows Justin and the goons out of the hotel and disappears. Exterior, street, later. Justin walks up to one of the goons.
You got a cigarette?
The goon fumbles in his pocket and takes out a package. Justin takes a cigarette and the light extended to him. He is eyeing the parked car on the other side of the road.
So, you boys are our bodyguards?
The goon nods his head.
Speak English?
The man doesn't respond. Justin stomps the cigarette on the ground. The other goon picks it up and deposits it in the ash bin.
Clean-looking guys, that's for sure.
Justin walks back into the hotel. The goons automatically follow. Interior, hotel room, later. Nara is busy on Skype, speaking Korean to her sister. Justin puts his fingers to his lips as he enters the screen.
This is my friend Justin.
Hello?
He's American.
Close-up of Korean woman on screen.
I see that. Not good.
Interior, office, same timeline. 2 large screens are visible on desks. Cross-cuts between Korean woman, Nara, and Justin in conversation. 2 operators are sitting in front of the large screens. Several U.S. and Korean military personnel are standing around watching the exchange. Jacob Bloom is not present.
This is nothing but bullshit.
Maybe they know nothing else.
Back to interior, hotel room, Justin and Nara.
Not good. I'm very good man. We go to dinner now. We're very tired.
You don't touch body of little sister.
What did she say?
Cut to interior office, same timeline.
She said don't screw her, you jerk.
She's hot, and he's banging her. That's a given. They were up in the crew quarters. What do you think a hot-blooded American was doing with that sexy little Oriental chick?
The Korean officer looks on with a look of scorn on his face.
They're going out to eat. Make sure they're followed and recorded every click on that computer.
Back to interior, hotel room, Justin and Nara. Knock on bedroom door. Justin checks the peephole. He returns and whispers in Nara's ear.
Killed computer. It's the manager. I told him that laptop had crashed.
Got to go now. And yes, he will touch the body of little sister.
She closes the laptop. Justin opens the door to see the reception manager standing there. He hands Justin a laptop box.
Thank you so much. You're a gem.
Always excellent service at our hotel.
Justin closes the door and fires up the computer. He hits Google Earth and finds the written coordinates.
There we go. 24436 north, 1014153 east.
Where's that?
Justin bangs a few keys on the map.
Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Almost back where we started.
And although they keep a lower profile, terrorists do have a known presence. The pieces are starting to fit, but what's their plan?
We should inform them about everything.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go eat first and sleep on it.
That would be nice. And you can touch body of little sister, and we can cuddle up in a nice soft bed.
Touch body of sister.
Exterior street, later. Justin and Nara are walking hand in hand towards the hotel. It's evident it is the most relaxed they've been since their aircraft was hijacked. He puts his arm around her waist and kisses her gently on the cheek. Nara rests her head against his shoulder and clutches his free hand. The vehicle shadowing them is parked in the distance, a screech of tires behind them. Justin and Nara look around, startled. 4 men in ski masks jump out of a van and grab the couple. 4 automatic weapons are pointed at them. Justin turns to see their 2 burly bodyguards hit the pavement from blows delivered to their heads from behind. He realized this is a 6-man operation.
Get in, or we drop her first.
Hey, take it easy.
Nara screams. 2 of the men grab her and dump her in the back of the van. Justin is helpless.
Are you coming quietly, or are you deserting her?
I'm coming, you Al-Qaeda pigs.
The man in the ski mask laughs.
If we were Al-Qaeda, you'd both be dead.
Well, who the hell are you then?
Call us friends.
Well, friends like you, I need like a third ear.
Interior, van, continuous. Justin turns to look out the rear window of the van. Point of view, rear window. The car watching them pulls out slowly and follows the van with no urgency. Justin speaks to the man in the ski mask.
More friends of yours, no doubt?
We've got friends everywhere. Both of you put your hands behind your back. Nobody's going to harm you.
Justin and Nara do so. One of the other men handcuffs them.
Now there can be no mistakes made.
Black hoods are placed over their heads. The van disappears into the night, followed by the black sedan. Interior, private jet. Later. The jet rumbles down the runway and lifts off. Justin and Nara are seated on each side of the aisle with one wrist cuffed to the armrest. The aircraft takes off the ground. An attractive flight attendant called Tamar comes from behind, removing the hoods. There is a curtain dividing the cabin.
I'm sorry, that must have been very uncomfortable.
Bitch.
I'm only following orders. Can I get you something to drink or eat?
What the fuck's going on here?
What about you, sir?
A triple Jameson and soda, and the same for my crazy little friend who's burning on a very short fuse.
Very good.
Justin shouts after her.
What the fuck's going on?
I'm done with the fucking flying. First the death flight and now this death flight.
The curtain is opened to reveal Jacob Bloom and 2 other men.
Miss Gunn, this is no death flight. Far from it. We're trying to save lives.
Bloom. The man in black. Who the hell are you anyway?
Bloom opens his wallet to reveal CIA credentials.
Satisfied?
Can you undo the cuffs? I'm about to consume a quantity of Jameson and I'm right-handed.
Will you remain calm so I can explain?
Yeah, you've got my word. You think Nara and me are going to attack you with those 2 dudes calmly watching? Yeah, give me a break.
Tamar puts down a tray on the seat behind them. She undoes the cuffs and hands them their drinks.
What are yours?
Bloom points behind him.
Theirs. And lethal, I'm told.
And they are?
Mossad.
Israeli intelligence.
The man who wore one of the ski masks stands up. He is known only as Ori. He is a rugged, fit man, 30s.
Our apologies for our rough behavior. I'm Ori,
Ori points to the man sitting down, an equally athletic young man, late 20s.
and this is Daniel.
So why have we been kidnapped?
Not kidnapped, rescued.
What the hell do you mean by that?
The US Army and the Koreans had access to you. The paperwork, the crap, and juggling for who does what and when will be a mind blower. And we needed to talk to you, and now.
They must have put some credence in your story because their wires are buzzing. There's chatter about a flying bomb.
Well, they're doing that all right, but they'll never make it to the States.
We know that. They're not stupid.
Ori's partner Daniel speaks for the first time.
Where else in this part of the world would they want to dump such a thing?
Israel?
Daniel and Ori nod their heads. Justin looks at Nara, then Jacob Bloom, and back to Daniel and Ori.
Shit. There's 11 Syrian commercial aircraft grabbed, now controlled by ISIS. It's all over Google. Why the need for this one?
Those seized airliners will never get off the ground to threaten anyone. They know that.
Will you help us?
What can we do?
Tell us all you know. Help us save lives.
And where does the CIA fit in?
Oh, we fit in. You didn't have to buy a new computer, Justin. That hotel room is our room. We heard everything you had to say.
And what did the military and the Koreans hear?
Nothing. It's ours to share.
Aren't you all on the same side?
Of course. Except we move at a rapid rate. They shuffle too much paper.
So where are we flying to?
You have to ask.
You heard from your buck, Kuala Lumpur?
That's where you said we can cut the heads off the snake.
With what we've witnessed, how these pigs operate, I'm in for the ride. Besides, I've signed away my life to you. I've had my mouth zipped.
Me too. Where he goes, I go. Justin's the only person I trust.
Jacob Bloom offers a winning smile. He switches on a tape recorder.
Let's start with all you know.
Why Kuala Lumpur? That's puzzling.
Not really. It's a perfect cover.
How so?
Air Koryo. North Korea's national airline has regular flights between Pyongyang and Kuala Lumpur.
And vice versa, Malaysian Airlines do the same thing.
Ori jumps in.
There's no restriction on Malaysians traveling to North Korea. Not even a visa requirement.
So you see, Justin, an incoming flight from North Korea to Malaysia wouldn't set off alarms.
You guys seem to know your shit.
We have to.
Thing is, what's the plan? They can't fly an aircraft full of explosives in Kuala Lumpur International Airport. The Malaysians check everything. The crew would all be arrested and after a judicial caning, probably hanged as terrorists.
Well, they're flying in an empty plane.
Empty? You sure?
We heard it with our own ears.
It'll be loaded with cargo, possibly bound for Pyongyang, but the route will surely be changed.
Stop playing, Justin. Just tell them.
The plane will have to be repainted with a green nose and a tail fin. The rest will be white. It'll be called Kingdom Pacific Air Cargo.
Ori points at Daniel, who immediately starts to work on a laptop. Exterior, Kuala Lumpur Airport. Roadway, next day. Ori and Tamar sit in a car watching the incoming flights. They take turns with the binoculars. They see nothing. Exterior, Kuala Lumpur Airport. Roadway, evening. Daniel and Bloom sit in a second car watching the incoming flights. They take turns with the binoculars. Both men nod their heads from side to side. Exterior, Kuala Lumpur Airport. Roadway, day 2. Ori and Tamar are once again in a car watching the incoming flights. They take turns with the binoculars. They see nothing. They seem visibly agitated. Exterior, Kuala Lumpur Airport. Roadway, day 2, evening. Daniel and Bloom are watching the incoming flights. They take turns with the binoculars. Justin is in the back seat. They are drinking endless cups of coffee and seem to be like zombies as they patiently wait.
This is a boring lot of bullshit.
Welcome to the spy game.
Not as glamorous as one thinks.
Interior, hotel room, bedroom. Hotel close to airport, evening. Justin and Nara are locked in some heavy sex. His cell phone rings. Brrr. Justin looks at the buzzing phone with contempt.
Ah, fucking great.
Let it ring. You haven't made me squeal yet.
Sorry, baby.
Justin rolls off Nara and grabs the phone. Nara puts her hands over her eyes in despair at the lack of satisfaction.
Hello. Okay, we're on it.
Justin switches off the phone. Nara becomes composed.
What's happening?
The cargo plane's just landed. 5 fucking days of waiting, and this prick has to bring in the burden for landing when I'm getting laid.
Nara forgets her frustration and jumps out of bed.
Let's go.
Interior, airport terminal, brightly lit. Night. Justin and Nara walk into the terminal. Justin gets them a cup of coffee. He puts the plastic lids on top and they walk slowly away, sipping their coffee. In the distance, Jack Brady, aka Amir Mokri, is walking towards them. Beside him is another man, Abdul Basir, 40s, rotund and of Middle Eastern descent. Both are pulling their wheeled bags. They pass close enough that Justin could have jumped on them. They pass. Jack and Abdul Basir walk towards the exit. Justin and Nara turn and follow. Exterior, airport terminal, well lit, continuous. Jack and Abdul Basir walk towards a waiting car. Jack flashes the light on his phone at a second waiting car. The car with Jack and Abdul Basir moves away. The second car follows. As it passes Justin and Nara, we see Ori and Tamar following. Interior, hotel, bar, evening. Jack and Abdul Basir are sitting in a booth, snacking on bar food and drinking shots. They feel secure in their surroundings.
They're loading the sacks of grain tomorrow. How do you feel about what you're going to do?
It will be my glorious moment in the name of Allah. I'll fly it right into the heart of the Zionists' prize city.
You know, I'm sorry I'm not coming. Moen Kashani has plans I have to attend to.
The glory will be all mine, and my new co-pilot, Dol Figar. I become a captain for this one and only flight.
Dol Fikar, the name of Prophet's sword. A great name for a great mission.
With the Prophet's sword by my side, Allah has blessed us.
Ori and Tamar enter the bar. They order drinks at the bar and walk to the booth beside the two plotting men.
English now, only English.
Abdul Basir nods his head and picks up his drink. Ori and Tamar sit in the next booth. A waiter arrives with the drinks.
Thank you.
How do we get him to tell us?
Why don't you sleep with him?
I'm a Muslim woman. Think of what you're asking of me. And besides, have you seen that Asian woman he's with?
He has the code to get to Tel Aviv.
Cut to Jack and Abdul Basir. Jack holds his hand up to Abdul Basir for silence. He seems worried and perturbed at what he just overheard.
Go to the bathroom. I have to hear more and find out what they're talking about. Say goodnight to me in Arabic, loudly.
Abdul Basir stands up and shakes Jack's hand.
Tous bien la care.
Nam Jaid.
Ori and Tamar look up at the standing man. Jack also stands up and watches Abdul Basir walk away. He turns to Ori and Tamar. Back to Ori and Tamar's booth. Jack extends his hand to Ori.
Amir Mokri, I couldn't help overhearing you.
Ori shakes his hand.
Afir Makal.
Tamar extends her hand. Jack shakes.
Alima Haddad.
Do you speak English?
Of course.
Jack is still standing.
Join us. Have a drink.
Malaysian Muslims drinking in an American bar?
Tamar smiles warmly.
Palestinians.
Ah, the enemy of Zionists?
2 brothers and 4 cousins dead by the pigs. Yes, we're the enemy. What is it to you?
You sound American. No accent?
Born in America, Iranian parents and true to Islam.
Ah, a lone wolf.
No, a skilled pilot. That's what fascinated me when I heard you talking.
What was that?
Some code to do with Tel Aviv?
It's some code the Israelis are using to ensure any incoming flight is recognized and cleared. This guy we met knows it.
Who's the guy?
Justin Bowers is his name. He's a pilot for some rich Jew who flies a G550 in and out of there all the time.
Arif wants me to sleep with him to get the information.
I heard that. Not very nice for a young Muslim woman.
I said that.
Maybe I can help.
Why?
Whatever you want for it, I could care less. But in the name of Allah, if I can help you, I will.
What do you want?
Maybe I like to sleep with Alima. After all, we're both Muslims.
Ori looks at Tamar for a response.
Maybe.
Maybe works. Where do I find this guy?
We're meeting them for dinner tomorrow night. How about after dinner you join us for drinks? We'll be right here in this booth.
When do I get the maybe? Tonight?
When we get the code.
I'll say goodnight then. I'm tired. I need to get some rest. By the way, when we meet, no Arabic, only English, and my name is Jack Brady.
Ori and Tamar smile. Jack stands up. Ori extends his hand. Jack takes it. Tamar does not move, staring up at Jack.
Good night, Mr. Maybe.
May you sleep in the hands of Allah
Thought you said no Arabic.
from now on.
Jack puts his hand together as if in prayer and gently bows and walks away. Ori and Tamar watch him go.
Cold fish, eyes like a dead cat.
Well, you've got one hell of a night to look forward to.
Over my dead body, or maybe his.
Interior, hotel suite, late evening. Justin opens the door. Nara and Bloom are sipping a glass of wine on the couch. Ori and Tamar enter. Justin pours them a glass each.
How'd it go?
Took the bait. Wants to bet Alima.
Well, at least he's got good taste.
Sect's being a spy, Alima.
Before this is over, I just might shoot you, Nara, in this room. My fucking name's Tamar.
Girls, we're all on the same side. So, Ori, how do we play this?
Let's check in with David first.
Where's he?
A few rooms down, working his magic.
Bloom opens the door and checks the hallway. All clear. He beckons them to wait. Interior, hotel hallway, continuous. Bloom opens a bedroom door a few rooms down the hallway. He quickly looks back down the hallway and signals them to come. Quickly, they move down the hallway and enter the open door. Bloom closes it. Interior, second hotel room. continuous. David is sitting in front of two computer screens. One view is of Jack's room, the other, the bedroom of Abdul Basir. David is wearing headphones and looks up at them as they enter. He beckons them over.
You've wired his room and got video as well?
Daniel takes off the earphones.
It's what we do.
Anything worthwhile?
Not much. The one guy's babbling away in Arabic, praying to Allah on a constant basis. It's as if it's his last day on earth.
Which guy?
Daniel points to a screen. Bloom turns to Ori and Tamar for recognition.
Is this the guy you met?
He was with him, but he sent him away.
Tamar points to the second screen.
That's the guy.
Justin and Nara move closer to take a look.
That's the murdering motherfucker.
You sure?
We identified him at the airport. He's the bastard.
Daniel, has he talked to anyone on the phone?
He's made several calls, but I can't hear any of them.
Why?
He goes out on the balcony and closes the door. Comes back and has a shot from the room bar. The phone rings, and out he goes again.
Does he suspect something?
I don't think so. I guess he's just cautious. All I got was a name when he answered the phone once, then trots off to the balcony.
The name?
He just said hello, Moheen.
Mohsen. That's a common name. Shit.
We can assist you with that?
What?
He was talking to Mohsen Kassani, the Arab we saw in North Korea, right, Nara?
Nara nods her head.
I'm on it. I'll contact Tel Aviv.
We'll know everything about this guy by morning.
Are you guys still up to this? It's dangerous and will get worse.
After what we saw, we're not backing down now. Right, Justin?
I want his balls on a plate.
You'll be out of luck there if he's flying any kind of bomb.
Daniel's right, man. If you're after some personal retribution after what you saw, you're no good to us. This has to play to the final chapter. If you want out, now's the time.
It was a figure of speech, nothing more. We want to help.
We need to help.
Then you'll need this, just in case.
Bloom hands Justin a 9mm Glock with a silencer. Justin checks the weapon and sticks it in the back of his belt. He puts the silencer in his pocket.
What about me?
Can you even use a gun?
I've taken weapons instruction.
Tomorrow we'll take care of it if needed.
Asshole.
Heard that.
You were meant to.
Jacob Bloom ignores her and turns to Justin.
We're clear on everything?
We're clear.
Names?
Ori is Arif Rahal.
And?
Tamar is Alima Haddad.
Where's David?
Always in the shadows. You'll never see him until he wants you to. Okay, how do you intend to get close without wanting to kill this prick, since now you have a weapon?
I have a plan.
Let's hear it.
Anyone got a bottle of wine here?
Daniel points to the dresser. Nara walks over to the dresser. She taps Daniel on the shoulder and points to the screen where Jack is knocking back a shot of something. She turns and smiles at Tamar.
I wouldn't worry too much about us. Worry about your spy girl there. If he gets her into that bedroom, she'll probably shoot him and fuck the deal for everyone.
Fade out. Exterior, airport, roadway, day. Daniel and Bloom are sitting in a car, watching the distant movement through binoculars. Point of view, binoculars as they each watch silently.
Nothing. It's just sitting there like a big-ass bird.
Let's go grab a bite. Besides, we can't sit here all day. Eventually someone's going to come by and ask questions.
You're right. I'm too old to be a plane watcher.
Exterior, airport, roadway, afternoon. Daniel and Bloom return to the spot they were parked earlier in the morning. They drive on by. Bloom keeping the binoculars to his eyes in anticipation. Nothing. Exterior, airport, roadway, late afternoon. Daniel and Bloom drive by for a possible final run. Bloom puts his arm on Daniel.
Park up. Movement.
Daniel puts the car in quietly, and they both focus on the distant movement through binoculars. Point of view, binoculars as they each watch silently. Two trucks enter the restricted area where the Boeing 777, marked with the identification Kingdom Pacific Air Cargo, is parked. Cut 2. Exterior, tarmac, late afternoon. The two large trucks pull up alongside Kingdom Pacific Air Cargo. Two conveyor belt trucks line up, one to the luggage compartment, the other to the entry door of the first class compartment. Several men start to load the sacks on the conveyor belts. 4 men jump into the luggage compartment, and a further 4 climb the steps of the rear of the aircraft. Back to interior, car, roadway, continuous.
They must be all brain dead. This doesn't even resemble a cargo plane.
Guess they sold a good story as to why they're using a converted passenger aircraft.
Yes, they did, or someone closed their eyes.
Check what's up now.
Back to exterior, tarmac, late, continuous. The men continue to load sacks of grain into the aircraft. Two Malaysian customs staff pull up beside the trucks. They start to check the paperwork offered to them. A senior officer points to the bags being loaded. He then points to the conveyor trucks. All movement stops. Unheard orders are given, and two customs officials begin stabbing the sacks with sharp pointed rods. Grain starts to spill out. What looks like an argument between the head man in charge of the loading and the senior custom official as they point at the spilling grain. Cut to interior, car, roadway, continuous.
Giving each other shit.
Point of view binoculars, two figures in the distance.
Wait for it, Danny.
Just saw it.
Point of view binoculars. Money changes hands between the head man of the grain loading crew and the customs officials. Back to exterior, tarmac, late, continuous. The customs officials get into their vehicle and drive away. The headman looks after the officials cautiously, then issues unheard orders to his crew. The men continue loading the sacks of grain. Cut to interior, car, roadway, continuous.
Let's get out of here. Whatever they want to load is loaded.
You bet.
Interior, hotel, bar, evening. Justin and Nara are seated at the bar. Ori and Tamar come up behind them. Ori and Tamar greet Justin and Nara. Nara and Tamar have an awkward hug, while Justin and Ori shake hands. Jack enters the bar and looks at the interaction. He takes a seat at the opposite end of the bar. Ori waves his hand to Jack. Jack waves back and orders a drink. Justin pretends not to notice. He deliberately fingers the Mustang commemorative sterling silver signet ring of a WW2 fighter pilot. Jack takes notice. Justin takes Nara's drink in hand and staggers slightly, as if he's been over-drinking. They follow Ori to the booth. Jack waits patiently, slowly ordering drinks. He is plotting his approach. Cut to interior, hotel, booth, continuous.
How do we get him over here?
Go to work, Alima.
Keep your panties on until later, Alima.
I'm not wearing panties, smartass.
Tamar gets up and walks towards the bar. Cut to interior, hotel bar. Tamar approaches Jack, who stands up to greet her. She joins him at the bar and takes a sip of his drink.
How are you, Jack?
Well, is that your target?
Yes, and he's somewhat drunk.
She takes Jack's hand and pushes it up between her legs.
Do you like the feel of that naked flower of the desert, Mr. Baby?
Jack is shocked and confused. Tamar pulls his hand down.
Wow, are you for real?
It's for later, after you get me the code. Come.
Tamar takes his hand and drags him off the bar stool. Jack puts his cell phone on record and puts it back in his pocket. Tamar watches him.
There, I'll have a record for the conversation.
Back to interior, hotel, booth, continuous. Tamar is linking her arm around Jack's arm as they walk. Ori looks directly at Justin and Nara.
Here they come.
Jack and Tamar arrive at the booth. Tamar smiles at Justin and Nara.
This is my friend, Jack Brady.
Pleased to meet you, man. Arif just told us you're friends.
Jack looks directly at Justin and points at his ring.
Wow, that's a beauty. A Mustang signet ring of a World War II fighter pilot? Can't be yours, you're too young.
No, it was my dad's. Now my prized possession.
You a fly?
Nara interrupts, smiling lovingly at Justin.
He was an F-16 pilot, and as he always says, he inherited the flying curse from his daddy.
Nara turns to Jack.
Why don't you join us?
I'd love to.
Tamar whispers something to Nara.
Come, Nara. Let's powder our noses and get a bigger table.
You girls go. I'll organize the table.
Nara nibbles on Justin's ear. She kisses him and whispers.
Tamar says she's recording you. Will you miss me, baby?
Always.
They leave, and Jack slides in directly opposite Justin in the booth. Justin has a hard time trying to remain calm in the presence of a mass killer. He catches Ori's head nodding, a warning from side to side.
Shit, she's hot, man.
Which one?
Both.
They sure are. So what are you doing in this part of the world?
Flying charters, choppers, anything wherever a buck is to be made.
So you're a flyer too?
Sure am.
Where do you hail from?
Indiana.
Ah, Hoosier.
In the flesh.
Ori stands up.
I'll get us a bigger table.
Ori leaves.
What's the biggest bird you flew?
777.
Why not now?
Jack looks at the double Jameson in front of Justin, then points to the triple vodka in his hand.
The monster in my hand got me fired.
What airline?
I'd rather not say. Too embarrassing.
Got you.
So what do you fly now?
A G550. Worked for an overweight New York Jew. Fly the asshole all over the place.
Sounds like you don't particularly like the guy.
Why should I? They killed Jesus, didn't they? But money's good. I'll take anybody's money.
Me too. And think about it. Now they're killing Muslims.
Too fucking right. Shit, here comes the motherfucker now.
Jacob Bloom looks about the bar and spots Justin. He strolls up to him and looks at the duo in the booth.
Get some sleep, Justin. I have to leave tomorrow afternoon.
Jacob Bloom hands Justin a piece of paper.
Here you go. Valid for 7 days.
Justin takes the folded paper. Jacob Bloom points at Jack.
Who's your friend?
Fellow flyer.
And a fellow drinker, too. Pilots.
Jacob Bloom turns and walks away.
What was that shit all about?
The Zionists have an ID code for their airspace. They're so fucking freaked out. I guess that's where I'm flying them to.
A code?
Justin opens the paper and reads.
Sure. Now it's Tango Yankee Niner Niner Alpha Charlie Niner 0 Roger Niner Sierra Tango. It's a load of crap, but it's what I've got to use.
Can I see that?
Sorry, buddy, it's confidential.
Ori comes back to the booth. Tamar and Nara are right behind him.
Got us a bigger table.
Jack stands up and offers his hand to Justin.
Sorry, gang. Just remembered I've got a possible charter tomorrow. I have to take a rain check on dinner.
Jack leaves. Ori nods to Tamar. Tamar follows Jack.
Gotta keep it kosher.
Got ya.
Tamar runs after Jack. Interior, Daniel's hotel room, control center, later. Daniel dials on his cell phone. Jacob Bloom answers.
All clear. They're together.
Jacob Bloom enters the room, followed by Justin, Nara, Tamar, and Ori.
What's up?
He's given the code to the other guy. Made him repeat it over and over again. The print on the paper was almost big enough to take a picture.
Then he called New York, spoke to Mohsen Kasani, and laid it all on him.
How did you make out, Tamar?
I got nothing. He told me his phone didn't record. He must have pressed the wrong button, but generously he'll try again to get the information from Justin.
Well, at least you got out of screwing him.
Very funny.
When does it go down?
Tomorrow afternoon. The cargo flight is destined for Beirut.
Have you loitered Tel Aviv?
The moment I heard the call, they'll be waiting on high alert.
What's the direct air mileage between Beirut and Tel Aviv?
132 miles. 79 if they decide to hit Haifa.
There can be no margins for errors here.
Pack up everything. Let's get out of here to the airport and keep watch on their departure. Justin, you and Nara keep your rooms so we can watch our friend.
Exterior, airport, roadway, afternoon. Justin, Daniel, and Jacob Bloom are watching the aircraft take off.
There it goes. Wheels are up. In 10 hours, they're expecting to fly that fucking plane into the heart of a major Israeli city.
Well, we're out of here and back to the hotel. That jihadist asshole is not getting out of my sight.
Don't do anything stupid. Just watch and wait, I'll call you. When this goes down, the Malaysian Secret Service will be scouring for your newfound friend.
Interior, hotel, bar, evening. Justin and Nara are watching the bar TV. Jack strolls in and grabs a seat next to Nara.
Hi guys, what's up?
Not much, chillin'. You?
Waiting.
For what?
My next gig.
Jump cut to TV news flash.
Israeli Defense Forces announced 15 minutes ago that they have shot down an airliner in their airspace, they say.
What the fuck?
Switch that up.
The barman complies.
They stated that from the intensity of the explosion, the cargo plane was loaded with a massive amount of explosives. A sea search is underway to establish the identity of the incoming aircraft and country of origin. They further added that they knew the airliner was on a suicide mission as their security experts had placed a false made-up security code with the pilot that established who he was and his intent. The aircraft left Malaysia and was originally bound for Beirut. Malaysian security is currently investigating the incident. Stay tuned for further updates.
Back to
Holy shit. I guess we'll not be flying to Tel Aviv tomorrow.
You set me up.
What do you mean?
That code your boss gave you. I memorized it and passed it on to Arif Rahal and that bitch Alima Haddad. Your Palestinian buddies. They must have been up to no good.
Revenge on the Zionists.
The fucking Malaysians will find those two, and I'll be implicated for offering some help just to get laid.
Should have tried to keep your dick under control.
They flog you here and then hang you for this kind of shit. I've got to get out of this fucking country.
That's the problem, man. That airport will be as tight as a duck's ass, and it's watertight.
Jacob Bloom walks up to the bar.
You been drinking?
No, boss?
Good. Meet me at the airport in 2 hours. You must have seen the shit that went down less than 20 miles from Tel Aviv.
Yeah, we all saw it. You're not thinking of flying to that hot airspace.
No, change of plans. We're going to New York.
Saw your flight plans.
Jack is looking on nervously. Jacob Bloom turns and walks away.
Can you help me here? I'm a fellow American and stupidity up to my ass in some international terrorist event.
Justin calls after Jacob Bloom.
Boss!
Jacob Bloom turns around.
My buddy here has a job offer in New York. Would it be out of order if we offer him a ride?
Jacob Bloom waves his hand in the air.
Whatever.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, you owe me. Get your crap together and meet us downstairs in an hour.
Interior, hotel room, later. Nara is packing up their clothing. Justin is on the phone.
Andre, I know it's late, but we've been friends for a long time. I need you to set up a new number to count tomorrow. Send me details to the email you normally use for discreet communications. I'll contact you from New York.
Justin disconnects.
What was that all about?
Not that Andre needs to know yet, but that's going to be for something special.
Interior, private jet, later. Nara and Jack are seated, ready for takeoff. They are in unheard conversation. Justin pops his head out of the cockpit.
Cleared for takeoff.
Tamar and Ori come up from behind Nara and Jack. Jack turns around, startled.
Arif and Alima, the Palestinian assholes have led the Malaysian security right to us.
Tamar swiftly sinks a syringe in Jack's neck. He slumps over. Jacob Bloom and Daniel are the last to board. The Gulfstream G550 takes off. Interior, private jet, somewhere over the Atlantic. Jack comes to and looks around in confusion. His hands are tied together with plastic cuffs. Justin comes out of the cockpit. Daniel leaves and joins the co-pilot.
I'm the computer guy, not into violence much.
You don't have to be here. Go.
What the fuck's going on? Who are you people?
Well, me and Nara got to watch you ensure that all your passengers got a less than decent burial. We saw the mass grave and also saw you bring in the repainted 777.
Bullshit.
Hell, you even had your co-pilot axe. We saw it all. Got the pictures. That plane became a flying bomb destined for some Israeli city.
Nara jumps up and punches him in the face.
You're a mass murderer!
Jack's nose bleeds.
Fuck you, bitch.
Jacob Bloom stands up and walks down the aisle.
Enough. He has his rights.
That too. I'll take Hotel Guantanamo and wait.
No, you won't. You're a U.S. citizen. You'll be tried as a mass murderer in federal court.
And I'll get lawyered up.
Interior, private jet, somewhere over the Atlantic. Dawn. Dawn starts to break through the aircraft windows. Justin goes to the cockpit and returns instantly. G550 starts to lose altitude in its descent.
What the hell's going on?
Yeah, what the fuck's up now?
The co-pilot spotted someone adrift in the sea in a raft. We've got clearance to descend and have a look.
A plane load of nice guys?
The aircraft levels out at 6,000 feet. Tamar points a gun at Jacob Bloom.
Your weapon, Jacob?
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Tamar raises the gun and points at Jacob Bloom's head.
The gun?
Jacob Bloom gives Tamar his gun.
This is insanity.
This aircraft is Israeli property, and thus you're a guest. You have no say here.
She throws handcuffs at Jacob Bloom.
Cuff yourself to the armrest.
Bloom looks at Justin for some assurance. None. He cuffs himself as ordered.
Have some sense, man. What the hell are you all doing?
I'm with them as they're putting an end to this and not waiting 10 years for this asshole to finally receive justice. This is no longer your business. Get the door.
This is insanity.
Nara goes to the back of the G550 and opens the door. Ori and Justin grab Jack and drag him screaming to the open door of the G550.
You can't do this. It's murder and uncivilized.
Watch us. Nara, let's go back and join Jacob. This is not our business.
Tamar joins Ori at the open door. Justin takes the gun from Tamar and places it on a seat away from the cuffed Bloom. Nara sits down and pats Jacob Bloom on the shoulder.
We're not part of this, Jacob. It's Mossad justice.
Swiftly, Tamar cuts the plastic cuffs from Jack's hands. A loud scream is heard as Tamar and Ori push Jack out of the open door. They click off a few pictures on their phones as Jack falls into open space. Gone forever.
There you go. Now see how well you can fly without your stolen aircraft.
They close the aircraft door. Tamar undoes the cuffs. Justin hands Jacob Bloom his gun. Bloom points it at Justin for a few seconds and places it in its holster.
You're all fucking insane. You'll pay for this.
No, Jacob. Mossad will pay, and they could give a shit. We're in the clear. File whatever you want to file, but it won't stick. Justice has been done.
He was never on this aircraft.
Interior, Molshan Kashani's office, day. Justin and Nara follow Ori into the luxurious office. One muscular Middle Eastern man is standing to attention by a door, another by an overlarge window. Kashani stands up to greet them. In spite of the fact they are wearing business suits, Justin recognizes the two men from the hangar.
Where's Jack? And what's so vital that could not wait?
Jack Brady sent us to warn you.
About what?
You want me to talk to General Huang and Kim Jong-il in front of your help here?
Kashani turns to his men.
Wait outside.
Justin throws a picture of Jack falling backward out of the aircraft on Kashani's desk. Kashani stares at it, terrified.
He's somewhere mid-Atlantic sleeping with the fish. As you know, your bomb failed, and the best part is that Kim Jong-il will know all about you and your arrangement with General Wang to bury a plane load of innocents in his country. He might be a dictator, but he's not stupid.
Justin turns to Ori.
When will he know?
About now. Assuming they will wake him up as early as 6 a.m. and it tomorrow in Pyong now.
I'll give you anything. I must get away. Back to the Middle East.
Sure you will, because we're the only ones who can get you out of here safely and back to your jihadist friends. We saw a mass grave in North Korea. I'm sure the CIA would love to talk to us.
What do I have to do?
Justin hands him a piece of paper with a number and banking coordinates.
Transfer $50 million to this account.
50 million?
A hell of a lot more than you paid General Wang, but then this is for the families you murdered. Do it now before the CIA comes marching in here and arrests you, and you go on trial at The Hague as a mass murderer.
That is, if the North Koreans don't get you first.
Kashani sits down at his desk and takes out a file. He withdraws an instruction document and fills it in. He shows it to Justin. Justin examines it and passes it back to Kashani and hands him a piece of paper with a telephone number.
Sign and fax it now. Have a confirmation text sent to the number on the paper. Any decent booze here while we wait?
Kashani points to the liquor cabinet. Nara opens it and pulls out a bottle of Chivas Regal and starts to pour glasses.
Nice one.
Kashani sips nervously on his glass. Justin's text tone rings. He checks it out and sees the confirmation.
Call this guy, and let's all hear on an open speaker that the transaction's been completed.
Kashani does as instructed and dials a number. He presses the speakerphone on his desk.
Albert, this is Mohsen Kasani. Can you confirm that the transaction has been completed?
Yes, Mr. Kashani. Would you like the transaction number?
Send it to the number you used before.
Very good, sir.
Justin knocks back his scotch and grabs Kashani by the lapels of his jacket.
Time to go!
Not without my men.
He's right. No loose ends.
According to David's research, you had a private elevator?
Kashani nods his head and points at an elevator door.
Call your goons and let's go. We have a plane waiting.
Interior, covered van, late afternoon. Justin is driving with Nara, seated beside him. Ori is sitting on the floor of the van, gazing at a disheveled-looking Kashani sitting between his two goons.
Not your usual mode of transportation?
Where are we going?
To pick up some other guests.
It's crowded here already.
I don't like this. Shut the fuck up. How far to go, Justin? Something's wrong here.
About a mile.
This is shit.
Goon 1 pulls out a gun and points it at Ori. Goon 2 goes for his gun. Ori fires, hitting Goon 1, dead. The blast splatters blood all over Kashani as Goon 1 slumps over on Kashani. Instantly, Justin jumps on the brakes. Kashani wails like a child. Nara screams at the blast. Justin turns around, gun in hand.
What the fuck?
Goon 2 shoots, hitting Ori. Justin fires a single shot into the chest of Goon 2, wounded. Again, Kashani gets splattered with blood. Ori moans, holding his bleeding stomach. Kashani is hysterical, babbling in Arabic.
Ori?
Keep going. I'll shoot the fucker if he moves an inch or doesn't. Shut the fuck up with his babbling.
Exterior, woods, evening. The van comes to a stop. Justin and Nara get out. Justin opens the sliding door of the van. Daniel, Tamar, and a third Mossad agent appear from the trees. Close up, there's a large hole dug in the earth. Justin grabs Kashani and drags him out of the van. The wounded Goon 2 staggers out after him, wide-eyed and pointing his gun in any direction. Tamar fires off a single, silenced shot into his forehead. He drops. Justin drags out Goon 1 and dumps him beside Goon 2. Daniel cringes at the violence as he and the third agent gently lift a moaning Ori from the floor of the van. Kashani is crying like a child.
You're going to kill me, aren't you?
No answers. Tamar keeps a steady bead on Kashani. Justin, the agent, and Daniel drag the goons to the open hole and dump them in. They return for Kashani and drag him, kicking and screaming, to the open grave. Again, they throw him on top of his goons. Justin and the agent start to throw shovels full of earth on a screaming Kashani.
Please don't bury me alive!
How did you know all the people you had buried were dead?
They keep shoveling. Kashani keeps screaming.
Would you rather be buried alive or speak to our people in Tel Aviv?
Please, please! I'll go to Israel!
By the time we are halfway across the Atlantic, you had better given us all the information we want, or you end up like your murdering pilot Jack Brady. Got it, Batman?
Yes, yes!
The third agent extends his hand to Kashani and hoists him out.
Welcome to Israel.
Justin, the third agent, and Daniel fill in the grave. Tamar and Nara are in conversation. Kashani is sitting on the ground, his hands cuffed behind his back. As they almost complete the task of burying the goons, Justin talks to them.
Or I will never make the trip home. Leave him with me. I'll get him to a hospital. He'll have a chance.
Daniel and the third agent nod in acceptance.
Will we take the car or the van?
The van. It cannot be traced, and it's all blooded up.
Tamar turns to Nara and hugs her.
I'd never have killed you, maybe wounded you.
Nara laughs.
You'd make a decent agent.
Get the hell out of here.
Justin and Daniel gently place a bleeding Ori on the back seat of car. Exterior, woods, continuous. We see the two vehicles take off in different directions. Interior, hospital, later. Ori is being wheeled towards an operating room. A nurse is badgering Justin and Nara for information.
Oh, what's his name?
We don't know.
We almost ran over him. He's been shot, you know?
That's pretty obvious. Wait here for the police.
I don't think so. He's the CIA. Before he passed out, he told us to contact his boss, Jacob Bloom. Here's the number.
Okay, I'll call. Wait here.
The nurse gets on the phone. Unheard conversation. When finished, she turns around. Justin and Nara are gone. Interior, apartment, bedroom, later. Justin and Nara are in bed. They are both staring at the ceiling.
Wonder when we're gonna hear something.
Maybe never.
That would be awful.
The pieces will fall into place when it's figured out that the dead relatives received vast quantities of financial relief from none other than the crazy jihadists, courtesy of Mohsen Kashani. Everyone will want his ass, and the Mossad will have the goods.
Nara turns and props her arm on one elbow.
When was the last time you made love?
I think it was at the hotel beside Kuala Lumpur Airport.
The phone rung at the wrong time and you said, fucking great. I had said, let it ring. You haven't made me squeal yet, and all you could say was, sorry, baby.
Sorry, baby.
Justin rolls Nara onto her back.